So today we're going to be solving the quadratic function and explaining what the solution means. So the very first step you're going to want to do is you're going to take this function and you're going to set it equal to 0. So 0 equals x squared plus 4x minus 12. And then after that, you're going to want to figure out what your possible rational roots are. And you're going to do this by looking at this negative 12 over here and this x squared over here. So you're going to take your lines. Let's start off with the negative 12. So what are the factors of negative 12? You have 1, because 1 times 12 is 12. You have 2, 2 times 6. 3 works, 3 times 4, 4 works. 5 does not work, so we're not going to put that down. 6 works because 6 times 2, and 12. And all of these are going to be positive or negative. And then for your x squared, you're just going to have 1 because there's always a 1 in front of that x. So now you're going to begin your synthetic division. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take one of your possible rational roots, so one of these. You're going to want to put it in a little box in the corner. So we'll start off with 1, put it in a box, and then you're going to take the numbers from this function. So you're going to have 1. You don't have any of the x's though, so you have 1, you have 4, and you have negative 12. And draw your line, and then you can begin your synthetic division. First thing you do is you bring down that 1. 1 times 1 is 1. You add these together, so you'll have 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7. So because that's a negative 7, we know that this is not going to be one of our answers. So we take one of our other rational roots and we try again. Let's try this time with 2. And remember, if you go through all of the positives and you can't find one, try the negatives. This is positive or negative. So you can also do negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 12. So you have a bunch of different options to try. Again, you put down your numbers, 1, 4, 12. Draw your line, and then we begin. Bring down the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. That added together is 6. This is 12. This is a negative 12. So negative 12 plus a positive 12 is 0. We know that this works. So now we have our bottom here, and we can make this to a completely new function. So we're just going to take these right here and make them into a new function. And remember, looking at this original function, you're going to have 1 less x. So you're no longer going to have an x squared. You're just going to have 1x plus 6 equals 0. And then you can solve for your x. So first step you're going to do, you want to get x by itself. So you're going to subtract 6. 1x equals negative 6. Divide by 1. Oh, well, you already know because the 1 just means there's always a 1 in front of the x. So you know that x is negative 6. So you know that your answers to this problem set are going to be x equals negative 6 and x equals 2. And we know it's 2 because this worked out. So here are your answers. That's how you do synthetic division. Now, what does this mean? That means that on your parabola graph, where your graph crosses the line, you're going to have like a parabola like this. You know that your zeros, your x-intercepts, are going to be at 2, 0, 2. No, they're going to be at 2, 0, and negative 6, 0. So yeah, that's how you solve the quadratic function.